Hello, dear friend. If you are a highly sensitive person and have a really hard time dealing with physical pain, this might be a video that you find very helpful. So, I want you to understand how the brain works. Now, when you fear pain or when you fear an emotional experience, it activates your brain's fear circuits. And while the experience itself might be painful, for instance, if you experience a lot of PMS pain like I do, I'm sure like the experience is incredibly painful. But what happens is every time we fear the pain, our brain misinterprets the pain signal and it kind of amplifies the pain and we get stuck in the pain. We get locked into that painful experience, which intensifies it for us. And knowing this information has been really life-changing for me because I always thought that I'm one of those people who just has a very low pain threshold, and I'm just someone who can't navigate a painful experience like other people can. But having these tools has really helped me. So let me walk you through a personal experience that I had with physical pain. Now, like I said earlier, I do experience like really painful periods. I have a heightened, experience with PMS. And whenever I go through that, what I have been starting to do right now with all of this information that I have and all these tools that I have is, number one, I become a witness. I become a neutral witness of the pain. So when I notice the pain in my body, I go, okay, I'm noticing that I'm experiencing discomfort in my body, and I ground myself first. I feel my back against the chair. I take in a few deep breaths. I signal to my body that it's safe. That's crucial. That's what you want to do, number one. You want to lean into any points in your body or any sensations that are safe, so that you are not completely investing into the painful experience, the painful sensations in your body. And then number two, I will pay gentle attention to the pain points in my body. So for instance, if I'm experiencing discomfort in my lower abdomen, I will gently shift my focus there. I will even say it out loud. Right now, my body is experiencing pain in the lower abdomen area, and I'll gently touch that area. I'll gently put my hand on it, and I'll give myself compassion and love in that moment, give compassion and love to that part of my body. And I will invite the pain to be. I will let the pain be. And in doing so, you're signaling to your brain that the sensation of pain is not scary. It is uncomfortable, but you're signaling to your brain that you can handle it, which helps deactivate the fear circuit, which doesn't lock in the pain in return. So this part might be a little bit uncomfortable. It might take some practice, because when you first start doing it, you get overwhelmed by the pain and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I want to sit with this. I want to distract myself right away. And if that's the case, that's okay. You don't want to overwhelm yourself either. You want to, stretch yourself just a little bit outside of your window of tolerance. So if you find yourself getting possessed or getting overtaken by the pain, I would invite you to practice some mindfulness techniques. Like you could do a butterfly hug, or you could do a few deep breaths, and you could turn your attention to 3 things you can see or hear or feel. That way you are slowly titrating. It's called titration, where you shift your attention gently to something outside of your body, and then when you feel safe, you bring your attention back to the point in your body or to the areas in your body where you're experiencing the discomfort or pain. So that would be number 3. That would be titrating, going in and out, and slowly stretching your ability to sit with the discomfort. And number 4 would be not being too invested in the outcome, not stressing on the outcome, being outcome independent. And this is something I learned in at the personal development school. I learned it from one of my mentors, Renee Scotty, and she talks about how, and this is also based on the work by Alan Gordon. He wrote a book called The Way Out, and it's about just using all of these different tools, somatic tools, it's called somatic tracking, to increase your tolerance, your pain tolerance. And like I was saying earlier, once you are able to practice being comfortable with the discomfort, and you're able to be not invested in the outcome, where you're able to tell yourself, okay, this is outcome independent, and I am just going to do this because I want to practice acceptance of all parts of me, which includes my pain. And that's how I see it. And instead of looking at pain, instead of looking at, part of your body as something that's evil and that's something that's bringing you so much pain, I would invite you to look at it as something that's a part of you, that's just signaling something that's going on in your body. And you, as the awareness that you are, as this witness, as this neutral observer that you can be of yourself, you can offer that space for your body to be, for that pain to just show up and ride that wave. It's really a wave, and you can take it. You can completely navigate it. Oftentimes what happens is, as little kids, especially if you had a highly sensitive nervous system, if you have a highly sensitive nervous system and you were highly sensitive to any uncomfortable experiences growing up, it could be emotional pain or physical pain. You got dysregulated easily as a little child, and your parents didn't know how to deal with that, and they themselves were probably not emotionally equipped. They got dysregulated as well, and they kind of caused you to not be able to sit with that emotion. You weren't provided a safe space or a regulated space to be able to ride that wave of emotion, or to ride the painful experience in a way that was safe for you. And so your brain automatically goes into this threat mode, into this high alert mode, because of the lack of proper co-regulation growing up. And now, as an adult, the same circuits get activated. It goes back to, oh my gosh, remember when we were a kid and we experienced this? It was so scary. This experience is going to give us the same amount of pain. That's essentially what your brain is assuming. And then you go into this hyper vigilant mode, this mode where you are stressing out because you have all of these subconscious associations to pain from when you were a child popping up to the surface. But now, as an adult, as this parent essentially to yourself, this is also a part of the reparenting process. As you're healing your trauma, you're healing your past wounds, and the way you're navigating emotions and pain, you're telling yourself that you can be safe, that you are safe. And the way that you can show your body that you're safe is through leaning into the safety in your body, leaning into those sensations of safety, and being really the leader of your experience instead of letting that pain consume you. And you can do it. I have to say, like, the first time I did it, it just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm getting too sucked into this. And I have to say that it does intensify first. Like, when you're riding the wave, it could be like the wave of a painful emotion, or the wave of a painful physical experience. It does intensify at first. And I would invite you to try to stick with it if you can. Stretch yourself just a little bit and titrate if you want, and then get back to it. And you can see that, it gets it's almost like that. It goes up and then it goes down. So you want to ride that wave, and you want to build that tolerance level each time. And that's something I did recently, like I said, with my PMS. I just sat there on my bed. I normally would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's that time of the month again. And this time around, I was like, you know what? This is a beautiful part of me. I want to embrace this, part of being a woman, and I want to give love to my body. I want to give love to all these, these parts of me. And I literally imagined like breathing in, and as I took that breath in, I imagined like just healing and this bright light flowing through my body, through my lower abdomen, all those, female parts that I've been blessed with, and just imagine giving myself love and compassion. And I also made space for the pain. I was like, yes, this is uncomfortable, but I invite you as well, and you can be here. I am capable of holding space for you. And you can say these things out loud. I know it kind of sounds a bit like, childish, but it really is what it is at the end of the day. You want to hold space for your inner child, and your body wants your gentleness, your body wants your love. So I would do something similar. And I was telling you about the PMS experience, and as I was doing that, I still experienced pain. It wasn't like it magically went away, and the whole point of that wasn't really to make it go away. It was more to practice acceptance, and you don't want to approach it with this agenda in mind to make it go away, because then your brain's gonna know, oh wow, like we are freaking out. We want this to go away, which must mean this is something terrible. This is something wrong. So the fear circuit is going to get activated again. So now I don't want you to fear the fear, if you know what I mean. So you can drop all of that. You can just be like, I'm doing this because I want to practice acceptance. I want to accept all parts of me. And the beautiful byproduct of that long term is that it's going to ease the pain. It's going to help you build that tolerance, both for emotional and physical pain. And then I also wanted to touch this part where I do remember. I'm going to talk about this most recent experience that I had with PMS, and I was experiencing, like, I don't know about you, but for me, like sometimes I'll get like, it's almost like someone's, there's like physical jabs I'm experiencing, and so it would intensify and then it would go down again. And that's when I had to really titrate, because it got to a point at times where I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much. So then I'd be like, I'd look out the window, I would look at the trees, I would look at, anything that would bring me comfort. I had my pillow, I was leaning against my pillow, and I have like these, like a family of pillows, I like to call them, around me, stacked around me, and I leaned into those sensations. I have like a furry pillow, so I gently like stroked it, and I shifted my focus to those sensations, and then I came back to my lower abdomen. So that's how I titrated, and I told myself I was doing great. I gave myself compassion. I did take a painkiller, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you can always complement, doing that or taking a painkiller with this somatic tracking experience. So I would invite you to do that as well, and tell yourself that you're capable of experiencing discomfort, that no matter what, you are going to be safe, and you really are safe. You've gone through so much in your life, and here you are, you're still wanting to learn more. So I want to wish you the best next time you experience something painful, and I would invite you to try these tools out and let me know how it goes. And one other bonus tip I would like to give you is, every time you experience something positive, like you are in a moment where you are going, wow, I really enjoy being here. It could be like you're sitting at the beach, or it could be something as simple as sitting on your favorite couch and you're like feeling relaxed. I would invite you to lean into those sensations whenever you do feel relaxed, whenever you do feel good, because that way you're showing your body that you are safe. Your body is safe, and that helps deactivate those those fear circuits even more, as you're showing your body you are safe. So I would invite you to lean into those safe sensations. Well, I hope you found this helpful. If you're a highly sensitive woman and you relate to this, I would invite you to check out my information in the description box if you would like to join a group of highly sensitive people just like you, and you want to have questions answered, you want to ask personal questions, or if you are interested in one-on-one mentorship or coaching, I would love to help you out. So for information on that, I would invite you to check out the notes in the description below. Until next time, I hope you stay safe. I hope you lean into the safety in your body, and have an amazing day. Bye.